How are you, children? So, we are going to start a new topic. Why do plants need water? The same reasons for which human needs water. Water constitutes a major part of the plant body. This water helps plants to transport nutrients in their body and is quite important for the growth of the plant. How do plants get their water? The roots help the plant to absorb the water from the soil. It indicates that the moist soil would mean the continuous supply of water to the plants. Do you know that plants need water right from their germination? Have you heard that the people say that the seeds will wither away if there is no water? After sowing, seeds need water to germinate, and that's precisely why farmers sow seeds before the rain. But what if there are no rains? How do plants get water? Right, irrigation is the solution to this problem. The supply of water to crops at specific interval is known as irrigation. We need to understand that plant needs water more than anything else. Water acts as shield against the extremities of nature like frost or hot currents. No doubt, water is the foremost importance to the crop. That's why we will study irrigation as a process of production. Do you know on what factor irrigation depends on? Right, it depends on soil type. And what according to you the frequency of irrigation depends on? Can you guess? Yes, it does depends on season. During summer, soil devoids of moisture. This is due to heat causing increased evaporation. During summer, frequency of irrigation is higher. During monsoon, there is little need for irrigation. Now let us look at the sources of irrigation. What are the sources of irrigation? It's ponds, wells, lakes, dams, rivers. Methods of irrigation are changed over the years. In irrigation, water is lifted from the water bodies and then carried to the fields. In traditional method, who do you think does the work of lifting water? It's the cattle or the human who lift water from the sources. These methods were inexpensive for the farmers but were not quite efficient. Let us look at few traditional methods of irrigation first. We will look at pulley system, chain pump, dhekli, rahat. The first system is where water is pulled out of water source with the help of pulley, and then pulley can be moved in several ways to carry bucket of water in different fields. It requires human labor. There is also another problem of uneven distribution of water. Thus this type of irrigation is less efficient. What about the rest type? Next type, a chain pump. This is an interesting method. A bucket is tied to a wheel and this wheel is pulled by a chain. This wheel is placed above a water body. This wheel when turns let water to be collected in the bucket. This bucket then pours the water out when it comes at the top. Water then flows into the field in man-made canal-like system. Here as well, human labor may be required to pull the chain. What about the dhekli? This system requires two people or a load needs to be kept attached to the log. Which log? Can you see the V-shaped log attached to the ground in an erect manner? Now, there is another log kept between the forked branch. This log has a bucket attached to one end. When the log is moved, it helps lower the bucket and bucket get filled with water. This is then dropped two narrow canals which reaches to the field. This method leads to wastage of water. What about the last system, the Rahat system, which is 1300-year-old method which is now almost extinct. This one requires two wheels. One wheel is attached with several buckets all around its circumference and it placed halfway inside the water body. The other is placed on the ground with a rod attached to it. This rod is placed horizontally. It can be made to move in a circle. Usually cattle are made to move the system. Humans also do it at times. When the rod is moved in a circular manner, it rotates the two wheels in turn. The wheel which is made inside the water body collects the water in the bucket and deposits onto the surface. canal-like system then carry the water to different parts of the field. Wasn't this wonderful to learn? But do these methods exist even today? Well, we will find that out in our next class. Therefore, in next class we will study the modern methods of irrigation. Thank you children. Kindly note down your assignment from the word file.